This is Kuruzu, my homeland, and I'm Kiri. The stories I am going to tell you are the real incidents that happened in this city. A boy named Shu got off the train and Kiri was waiting for him. They met and started walking together. He asked if she had any plans to leave that city because his father was doing weird things these days. Since these spirals or uzumakis had appeared, his father was spending most of his time in the study seeing the uzumaki. His eyes were irritated and started spinning. Ultimately, it was disgusting, and he wanted uzumaki in everything. At the dinner, his mother was scared. Even in the tub he made uzumaki and then took a bath. She was laughing because it was funny for her, but he said it wasn't funny for him, and she'd also not laugh when she'd see it by herself. It was 5 p.m. and the siren made him annoyed, and the whirlwind came and he left. When she went home, she saw Shu's father who was asking for a customized pot with uzumaki. His eyes were scary, and he was telling about the least details, and Kiri's father made a deal to deliver it. Kiri was shocked, and now in the school, she was with Azumi, and she had a crush on every boy. Kiri was telling her about Shu. Azumi's hair moved and Kiri saw the weird thing, but Azumi said it was the mark she got when she was a kid and did a stunt for her love. He asked her and she slipped, but since then he has been her friend, and everyone likes her. Now they were going, and all the boys were looking at Azumi and Kiri was shocked. Shu came, and when he met with Azumi he was scared. He felt something weird in her and took Kiri with him and asked if Kiri also felt something weird in Azumi. Because he had felt a weird feeling of uzumaki in Azumi, but Kiri was answerless. Now when she reached home her father asked for a favor. He asked her to deliver the pot, and she went to Shu's house. His father opened the door but refused to take it because he had something new. He showed her the uzumaki with his tongue and our girl was scared and she ran away. But another delivery boy had delivered something to him. On the other side Shu met with Azumi, and she asked why he was not attracted to her. He was depressed because of her presence, and he said if she wanted to live then she could run away from this city. She was shocked and her forehead appeared to him, and he started running. His father died, and he took Kiri to the side. He asked if she wanted to know the real reason for his death and she said she knew he slipped from the stairs. But he said he was lost, and when they were looking for him, they found a weird round box. When they opened it, he was inside. He had become an uzumaki himself. It was terrifying and suddenly everyone started looking at the sky. Because the smoke from the kiln was making an uzumaki, Shu's mother started screaming because she was seeing her husband in the smoke. She was out of control and her eyes were terrifying. She was transferred to the hospital and Kiri met with Azumi and her forehead's uzumaki was growing and she ran away. Now in the hospital, his mother's condition was horrible, and she was seeing uzumaki everywhere. On the other side, Azumi saw the passionately obsessed man with her, and he was asking for a date. But she refused him. He said he could do anything, and she got a mood swing. Now Kiri was stressed in class and suddenly a very slow boy entered the class, and the teacher shouted at him because he was late and wet. But everyone was looking at him with mocking eyes and they made fun of him. Even during playing he was very slow and lazy. So, his friends made fun of him in the changing room and took him to the outside while he was naked. But they were shocked when they saw his back with uzumaki. While in the hospital Shu's mother was empty-headed. Shu took Kiri out and told her about his mother. She was very serious because she was seeing uzumaki everywhere. So, she had cut everything, even her fingerprints. At night Kiri saw Azumi and asked if she was fine. But Azumi said her vision was blurred and when she took off her hat her eye had an uzumaki, and she lost her eye. Kiri was stressed and Shu was with her man, and she came. He asked for a date because he had completed her wish. But she said he was useless now and took off her hat. There was uzumaki, and she engulfed him. Shu was shocked. Kiri was looking for Azumi and Shu was on the tree, and he showed her the live show. Kiri was shocked and now the uzumaki was engulfing Azumi and only her print was left there. It was just the beginning. Now again in the class, the lazy boy came, and his back was swollen, and everyone was staring at him. Far in the city, Yuriko was sitting with his girlfriend, and they were scared of the separation because their families were against this relationship. Suddenly she saw a couple of snakes and they were mating. They decided to run away. Now Kiri and her friend were going home together, and she was scared because now there were graves of the people. After Shu's father's death everyone was making graves instead of burning the dead. Her father was scared a lot. Suddenly a boy appeared, and they fell. He was a lover of Kiri, and he wanted her, but her friend yelled at him and told him to stay away. Kiri also told him the same and now they were leaving, and he told her that he'd make her fall in love with him. Now Kiri saw Yuriko and his girlfriend. Their parents were hurting them, and after that, she met with him. They sat and he told her about his love story and the torture they were having. He also told her that they were leaving this city soon. She was happy for them now, and he told her about the snakes they had seen. Now in the hospital Shu took her out and Saturday they started talking and she told him about Yuriko and his love story. Shu showed her the pictures of the incidents happening because of the uzumaki. He suddenly noticed her hair and asked how long they were. At night she also noticed that her hair was grown. Now the next day her friend saw her and asked how she curled her hair, but Carrie had not done anything. So, she went to make braids, but in the class, the hair got open and everyone was shocked to see the snail Noi on the window. He was their classmate but now he was a snail. She went out and decided to have a haircut. But the hair had gone wild, and she wasn't able to get the cut, her hair was hurting, and she wasn't able to do anything. Her family was stressed and suddenly they also got possessed by her hair. Carrie was stressed because everywhere she went people were staring at her. But a girl was jealous, she was exhausted, and people were staring at her, and she was embarrassed. She went to her class fellow and when his parents came, they refused to accept him, and she started watering him after that. Now everyone was following her, and she was sad, she was trying to get rid of it and Shu was also running away from her. The same boy appeared and tried to give her a gift, but she refused, and he decided to suicide. He was hit by a car, and she was scared. The next day, another boy had become a snail, and everyone was scared. Both the snails started matting and it was scary. Carrie's competitor came and asked her to compete with her. Carrie was stressed and now a fight started between them. Everyone was looking at them and the hair was taking their energy. Carrie was doing her best to resist but she was in a pity condition. Suddenly Shu came and tried to help her, but her hair engulfed her, and the other girl thought she succeeded. She started moving and everyone was after her, but she was very weak and stood up with a tower her hair was growing on it. Shu somehow managed to cut her hair, and now Carrie was all free, but her class fellows were lost, and they started looking for them. They found their sir and her friends had matted and laid eggs because snails are heterotrophs. So, their sir started finishing the eggs, they started moving on and now decided to help Yuriko. They were waiting for them, and they came but Yuriko said their parents had seen them now they had to hurry. They were running but it was hard because their parents were after them. Shu and Carrie were helping them, but they got caught. Their parents were about to separate them, but he started rolling around and asked her to do the same. They coiled with each other and their parents tried to separate them, but now it was too late, and they got a new destination. When she went home her brother asked her to come along. They went to sea and the boats were destroyed because of the light. Her brother started running and she was after him. They went into the lighthouse, and she was scared. But for her brother's sake, she also went and started going. She was terrified and tired but saw some dead bodies and finally kids. They told her that her brother was upstairs, and she told them to leave. Now she finally reached up to the top and found him. The light was covered with something, and it was sunset time. She remembered the lens could burn them, so she started running with them. But the light got turned on. Subscribe to know what would happen next.